Hello and welcome to Charlie and Ethan's Funk Studio Tour. This is where all the magic happens. Follow us on inside. This is our little sign outside. It says when we film. We film Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays for the shows that air Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Usually we're out of here in a good 10 or 15 minutes. So if you ever want to host Funk and show up on the TVs all across campus, just stop by the studio in Furman Hall around 10 p.m. and we can get you on camera. It's as easy as that. So this is where we film the whole show. Everything is on wheels so we can move it back and forth across the studio. There's all kinds of wacky stuff behind the set that I'll show you guys in just a sec. So let's go check it out. So this is behind the set. I know I said there's all kinds of wacky stuff, but I was kind of lying. It's just like wood paneling. Sorry about that. Alright, so this is sort of our old funk storage where we keep all the stuff from old episodes. We've got the old funk mugs, which were actually made with Sharpie, some old stickers and things, and duct tape. Bunch of flyers and stuff. That egg crate we actually used to use for soundproofing before we got our new soundproofing panels. And then you can also see there's the inflatable boombox and a trench coat from the Funk Halloween special when I was dressed. Ethan, I'm filming some. Okay. Well, yeah, it's the Halloween costume from the Funk special. But so that's where we keep all our old stuff. So again, here's the studio setup. This is sort of behind the scenes. These are all our cameras. We run 3 cameras. They go through this little black shawl thing and then out to the main set. And there's a one-way glass mirror on the other side of this. That's what we use for the teleprompter. So things get sort of projected here for the hosts to read, and then they get mirrored here, but in reverse, so that the hosts can read them off of the teleprompter, while this films from the other side of the two-way glass. But facing the hosts the whole time, while they're recording the show, is our lovely sign. It's pronounced McEachern. That's one of the biggest pronunciation questions we have, McEachern Lecture Hall. And there's so many CLPs and other events in there that we really like to hammer home the point that it's pronounced McEachern. So this is the sort of behind the scenes room. This is where all of the non-hosting, non-filming stuff happens. I'll get the lights for you. So over here we've got our 2 computers. This one right here is where the scripts get put up for the hosts to read. We've got a sound panel over here. Back here's our speakers so that we can hear the hosts while we're filming. Through there you can see our lovely set. And then this is the TriCaster. This is sort of the only piece of equipment that you really need a lot of training to use. This is how you transition between different cameras. Over here is some more storage stuff on this shelf. So we've got some old soundboards and another old soundboard up here, a bunch of different fun adapters and things. Over here we've got our wireless headsets and like a spare blazer for the host to wear if they want to get really fancy. And then over there is where we put the wireless headsets to charge. And then through here, you can't really see it because we've got a big Watch Funk poster in the way, but that's actually one of the classrooms for the communication department. So if you ever take Digicom or anything like that and look through that big window, that's where we film all of the funk stuff. So yeah, that's the behind the scenes room. This is our shit show counter. This facility has been shit show free for 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 days. So what a shit show is like if we have to do a bunch of different takes because the hosts are really screwing up a lot. Or if something messes up with the recording, so we have to re-record it. Anything, mostly technical difficulties, but also some acting stuff. This sticker down here says normalize studio before exiting. And that's been there for a year and a half now, the whole time we've been doing funk. And I have no idea what it means. This is the soundboard that I was talking about earlier. It's got like a million different knobs and dials on it. The awesome thing about filming funk is to make sound come out, you do this. And to make sound stop coming out, you do this. So I couldn't tell you what the heck's going on with the rest of it. That's the only thing I touch. So this is one of the games we like to play in the back room sometimes if it's going a little slow one day. Just click your pen like that and just yuck it right up at the ceiling. As you can see, that one wasn't as good a shot. So this is the computer I was talking about earlier that has all the scripts on it for when the teleprompters are running, but when we're not actually filming the show, this is the computer that records everything and streams it live to channel 20. So whatever shows up on this screen in the comm department shows up on channel 20 all across campus. That's why there's the nice big "Don't Touch" sticky note on it. Over here on the back wall of the editing bay, we've got the first ever FUNC script. If you go back and watch our first probably 5 or 6 episodes, we actually didn't know how to use the teleprompters yet. So the hosts literally read from a script that they held in their laps. This is one of those scripts. We don't print them anymore. Now we just do it straight onto the computer. But this was also signed by everyone that came to the first showing of FUNC. We average probably 4 or 5 people each show. We only need 3 people to run it, 2 hosts and 1 person in the back room. But the first couple shows when we were first getting started, as you can see, we would have about 10 to 15 people show up to every single one. And these are all the people that were there that very first night. Nick Curcio is up here in the top left. Fun fact about Nick, he hosted the first ever episode along with Ash Tripathi, whose signature is right there with the smiley face. Ash was a senior when she hosted the show. She graduated this last year. But Nick was a freshman, and our first show aired the first day of class, which means we had to film it the day before class. So Nick actually hosted FUNC before he ever attended a class at Furman. So this shelf down here is where we keep all of our duct tape for wires. No, Ethan, I'm using that, Ethan. Ethan, I need that for the tour. So in order for the cameras and the teleprompters and all the rest of it to communicate with the TriCaster and the computers back here, we have to run wires from one room to the next. And to do that, we drilled this hole in the wall. So this is one side, and this is the other side. It's kind of a cluster of wires up there. We know where they all go. They're all labeled and stuff. It just doesn't look super pretty. But yeah, that's a hole in the wall. We got to drill it. Fun fact about when we drilled it, we had to buy the drill ourselves. So we went to Walmart and bought a really cheap drill. It cost $15. And then we had to go buy a hole saw that was the size of the hole we needed, which was pretty big. So we had to buy like a pretty nice hole saw, like a hole-shaped drill bit. And the drill bit cost $18, so the bit actually cost more than the Walmart drill that we used to drill the hole. This is what it looks like when you use a hole-shaped drill bit to drill through plaster. So this has been Charlie and Ethan's FUNC studio tour. Hope you enjoyed it. This is where we do all of our awesome FUNC stuff. Again, we film Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday nights at 10 o'clock. Find me anywhere on campus and I'll add you to the GroupMe so you can come visit us sometime. Thanks.